Let's go fishing. I'm on a mission. It's so pretty, I'd sure hate to waste this chance. We'll find a shady little spot, not too cool, not too high. Perfect for a little fishing.
Well, morning, guys. I think it's March 4th or 5th. I think it's 4th, 2025. And I was talking to Danny this morning. He said I didn't go out yesterday, but he said the bite's starting to slow down a little bit. But they're coming up on a full moon. There'll be some more coming out of the river. There's some right fishermen left out here. Yeah, you can see there's some right fishermen. There's a little bit of buzzards. Right there. Yeah, a few of them left. Alright, let's head up the river. It's cloudy this morning, man. I started up through there, and the cloud cover was pretty bad, and a good bit of haze. I think it's smoke where people burning brush and they're burning sugar cane and whatever. Like I said, I was talking to Danny this morning. Danny said the trolling bite's starting to really slow down. He's only catching a few trolling. Danny's catching most of his jigging. But I got a bucket of minis, and I'm going to go up and mini for a little bit, and then see how I do, and then I'm going to put out the trolling rods and troll some. You know, after that mini bite, it kind of dies about 8:30. Like I've said before, it kind of, you got to be out there early daylight, and then it dies down after that. But I'm watching the screen here. I'm going down the bank here. I just pulled in there. I got up out of there, get away from everybody. I pulled in there, and I'm kind of watching the screen, trying to find some right here. I troll down through here every once in a while, and I catch a couple. And I'm trying to find out if there's something that might be here that holding them fish, you know. And I went down through here a little ways, and then I found some brush underneath the water, and the fish were kind of concentrated. You can see the sun coming up over the river right there in the trees. You know, that's always like always, it's a beautiful sight. But yeah, getting back, I was riding around with my live target and looking for fish. I mean, I hate to win fish blind, you know. But I went about 50 yards and I found some. I found the concentration of them, and I just put out the minis, and well, you know, watch, I started catching them. I mean, they were pretty good fish, you know. Just started catching them there. And again, I throw them back. I don't want them. I got plenty, you know, I got plenty of fish. I'm watching that screen. They're just moving in and moving out. And I heard something behind me, and I turned around and looked, and they were feeding up on the bank. I mean, the crappie were feeding on fry. I don't know whether it was bass fry, shad, or crappie fry, but they were feeding on them, and they were real small. I mean, about the size of a pencil lead sharpened. I mean, the fry was real small. I mean, it just must have just hatched out. You can see the wind's not blowing much there now. It was just another comfortable morning. I mean, you know, just sit there and catch fish. Everybody asks me, well, how come you got so many poles? Well, I've got usually got six jig poles or mini poles there. Then I got a couple of jig poles that I jig with. And then I got my trolling rods. my Mafia trolling rods that I troll with. So I keep I keep several when I'm specking. I keep several different rods there because you'll see here in a little bit they'll shut down on this mini thing, and then I tried jigging a little bit. I caught one jigging, but the jigging wasn't real good. So I went on down the river and hit a bank down there and started catching them trolling. But it lasted about an hour and a half. I sat there and had a pretty good time catching fish, you know. Yeah, I swung out through there. There's a pile of brush or something out there that the fish were in. You can see they're pretty good fish. I mean, they're nice sized fish. I mean, they really, you know. Yeah, I got me a bucket of minis this morning at the shop, and I was talking to some of the other guides. They're getting ready. Some of them's getting ready to go up headwaters and take a party up there bass fishing, and some of them's gonna take a party out on the river. Or I'm sorry, out on Lake Okeechobee. I didn't take it because it's an 8-hour thing, and I can't, I can only do a half a day anymore. I ain't got the umph, you might say. I just ain't got the. After about 4 or 5 hours, I've had enough. And usually, by 12 o'clock, the fish starts slowing down anyway. I don't care what you're fishing for, crappie, bass, or catfish, or whatever. It starts slowing down. You can see they're pretty nice fish. I mean, and they were swallowed as usual. I mean, they were feeding up. Looked like some of them, were thin. I mean, they looked like they spawned it out. They had come in and done their thing, and they was on their way back out. I mean, they were big. I mean, they were long, 13 inches, 12, 13 inches, but they looked like they had already spawned. Getting ready to go back out the lake. I mean, there's a new batch coming in always, just every full moon. No matter how careful you are, them lines get tangled up on your pole, especially them long rods, up 10-foot, 12-foot rods. It's just hard to keep them from not being tangled up, Tried to put 6 poles out, but they were hitting halfway decent. You couldn't hardly do it. I've done it before. By the time you get the 6th one out there and ready to go, you got 1 fish on or got 2 fish on. So really 3 poles is plenty. Now I'm taking 3 people tomorrow morning, so I'll give each person a pole and see how they're biting. And if they're not biting real good, then I'll put 2 poles out at each. I don't care what size boat you got. When you start taking 3 people with you, it's kind of tough. It really is, because somebody's going to be left out, fishing. But I can understand. They all want to stay together. Kind of a group thing. We got another cold front coming in. It's 85 degrees right now, and there's another nice one, but it's 85 degrees. It's going to get down in the low 50s tonight, so it's going to drop 30 degrees tonight. So I don't know, it'll probably affect the fishing a little bit. Still amazes me how many crappie are in this river. I mean, this year it's just unreal. I mean, it's just unreal. I mean, just anywhere you stop, I usually just pull in, start up through there, and when I see early in the morning, I see a bunch of fish, and then I'll just pull in close to the bank, and then when I'm mini fishing like this, I'll just put the minis out. It's just unreal how many fish are in this river. I'm using a 6-pound test, guys, 6-pound test line, and I'm using a number 7 split shot. And of course, up above it, I'm using a bobber stopper and a slide-on bobber and a gold hook. I'm using a gold hook, eagle claw gold hook. It really don't matter. I mean, what size hook. I like the gold hook, and I'm just flipping it out there. The fish are staged on the break. I mean, right there on the point of the break, right there at daylight. You know, because they're up there feeding and they're getting ready to go back out when the sun comes up real high. Yeah, I finally get the last one out, and I got one on. You know, fish on. Yeah, man, I'm telling you. Fish are big in the river this year. I keep saying that, but they really are. They're really pretty good size. I think some of the snowbirds are starting to get back. I can see the marina starting to die down a little bit. There's not as many people. Down here after the first of the year, January 1st, after the holidays, up till March 1st, it is crazy. I mean, it's just literally crazy here at the ramps and parking lot and out in the water, and just every walk of life. Most people are good people, because, you know, they're outdoorsmen, and most people like to fish. Fish on, guys, fish on. But this type of fishing for specks, crappie, I'm about done with it. I mean, I've got a few more trips coming up with crappie fishing, and I'm going to start, you know, kind of staging out and going back to bass fishing. You know, I like the bass fish. I like to watch a bobber on bass fishing. Buy a dozen shiners and go out there and catch some pretty nice bass. I'm just getting ready to switch over, you know, and then here in about another 3 or 4 weeks, the bluegill thing will start too. We can go up there with a beetle spin, have a blast with a beetle spin up there. And my gosh, the bluegill, and they're huge here too. I mean, just to take that live target, and I'll take my side scan, I'll ease up through there, and I'll find the beds. You know, once you get up here so far, you can see looks like craters over there where the bluegill and the cichlids and the Oscars are making their beds. Slow rolling a beetle spin, and you'll catch them. I don't eat the bluegill either. see the wind starting to pick up just a little bit. You can see a little bit of chop on the water. And the bite's starting to slow down like this. It'll start slowing down, and the crappie will move out. After it died, I ran up to the dam up there and kind of looked around there, and there's a couple boats up there, but most of them were down here, and the boats that we're fishing were down here in the river. Hear the wind whistling up there, birds are whistling, and that bite kind of slowed down, so I got my trolling rods out and started looking. I got some small chatterbaits, and I was trying those small chatterbaits. I wasn't too impressed with them. I went back to my Mafia blue and chartreuse beetle spinner underspins and started catching fish, but I trolled the chatterbaits trying to catch fish on the chatterbait, and it just didn't happen. You can see the wind picking up. I mean, it's starting to get a pretty good chop on the water. But it must have blew the bait in, because where I pulled in there on the bank, I could see all kinds of fish. I mean, they were stacked up in there. I moved in there on them in about 6 foot of water, and I started catching fish. Before that, I trolled about an hour where I was catching them many down below, and I never even got a bite. So I kind of started down the river and switched over to the other bank over there, and I started picking up fish on the live target, and started putting fish in the boat too. So all in all, it was a pretty productive morning. I mean, I caught some fish. Yeah, it was kind of hard to maintain the poles and run the boat with that wind blowing that hard. But if you could hold it, look here, blue and chartreuse guys. I say that, but as you watch this thing on down through, I caught some on pink and chartreuse. I also caught some on white chartreuse. So, yeah, I don't think it was just one color today. I just think it one that was hungry and he'd have grabbed anything. But I still got a lot of confidence in blue and chartreuse, and that's why I have it on there all the time. Right there she be, old blue and chartreuse. And I think that chartreuse tail is just like a little bluegill. The blue and that chartreuse tail are just, they think that's a little bluegill. This area down here, the lake's just full of bluegill. And I had another one on. I mean, just happening down there a way. Like I said, I was fighting that wind, but if I found them on the live target, I just kept come up there and circle around and back in them. It was tough to circle with that wind, because them aluminum boats are like I always say, it's like standing on top of a beach ball out there in that aluminum boat. I was trolling, picking up there pretty good fish. snagged up a couple times, and I had to break them off because that wind. If I had 6 poles out, if that wind, all the other 4 would have been snagged up. I had 2 of them snagged up. I just had to break them off. Capital of the world, Lake Okeechobee, man. 1st of November till about the 1st of May, you can catch crappie. It has a lot to do with the weather, how the weather's going to be, you know. That one's pink and chartreuse. Now I caught a couple on white chartreuse. So they were just, you know, it didn't matter too much. Earlier in the year though, that's what I was catching was pink and chartreuse and white chartreuse. See that boat rocking back and forth. It really had picked up there, and I just thought, well, I'm going to go a little bit farther, maybe catch a couple more, then I'm going to come out of here. You know. This is about 10:30, close to 11 o'clock, and I'd had a pretty good morning. You know, I thought, well, you know, the river was a little bit rough until I got close to the Scott driver down there. It kind of smoothed off right around that turn. Yeah, you always want to catch one more. I don't care who you are. You think, well, I want to catch one more. You know, if I can have that rod bend one more time before I head in. Another pink and chartreuse, man. Another pink and chartreuse. That's why I always say you gotta have a box full of different colors. You never know what they're on. You know, kind of like I used to be that same way with trout fishing. I mean, I'd have different colors on in my box so I could, you know, mix it up. If they wasn't hitting that, I'd switch it out and try something different.